Hello everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to another wonderful edition of Make It Playing with Uche plus Kachi.
Uche plus Kachi.
It's a joy to be here once again in front of your screens. My name is Kachi and she is your one and only Uche. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you give us. Thank you for last week's edition was so much fun, and we're glad that you guys had fun watching it too.
Yes.
It's been a beautiful week. Thank God for his faithfulness. Testimonies everywhere. God is doing amazing things in our lives, and we trust he's also doing stuff in your life too. Okay, so we're gonna get right into it, baby, right?
Right into it.
We're gonna get right into it. So what are we talking about today?
LDR. LDR. I'm sure you're like, what's LDR?
Long distance relationship.
You just gave it away. I was going to be like, yes, okay. Long distance relationship.
I didn't know she had a plan to tease you guys for a bit. I didn't know she had any plan.
Long distance relationships. What do we know about that?
What do we know about that? Experience.
Experienced it for 1 full year.
As in a full year. So we were telling you guys about our story in episode 11, the follow-up, right?
Yes.
And all the way leading down to the engagement and all of that. But what you don't know, at least for a lot of people, is that right after the engagement, I was off. Like, who does that? Right after the engagement, I was out of town. So I had a program, a postgraduate program to pursue in the UK, Leeds, and then I had to leave. 1st of October.
Yeah. I was actually thinking about this. Is it first? Yeah, it was 1st of October.
1st of October. Yeah. 1st of October 2014. I had to, I jetted out of the country and was in the UK, so went for my master's and LDR. Like
LDR.
Or already we were imagine for a couple like us that are so close, and then having to be geographically separated. Ah man, it was crazy. Somebody. No, go ahead.
I think I was just gonna say, first of all, LDR is not for me. Like, that 1 year was not a joke. It wasn't like I don't know how people do it. There are people that actually have long distance relationships for very long periods, and even long distance marriages.
Yeah.
I know sometimes at some point you even hinted it. We talked about it, like, oh, what if I have to go away for work? I said that's not gonna happen.
So guys, I've first-hand experience of being in a
LDR marriage.
in a long distance marriage. So my parents were together in Lagos up until my mom, being a civil servant, was transferred out of Lagos and she had to move to Ibadan, and then all the children moved with her. Hey, isn't that very stereotypical? And then my dad was alone in Lagos, and then he will come on weekends, and sometimes instead of being every weekend, and then became every other weekend. And
because to be honest, it's not sustainable every weekend. Even though you can start up, after a while you're like, okay, I think they're good. You begin to the thing about LDR, you can actually get used to it real quick. You can get used to your space.
Yes. Okay.
Some people can do it. I guess you just have to know what it is. Recently I saw something. Like someone was saying, marriage is hard, so is divorce. Choose your heart. Making money is hard, so is
also poverty.
Choose your heart. So it was just like a list of different things. I actually saved it because I actually was like, this life is true. Like nothing comes easy. So marriage is hard. Long distance relationship is hard. Choose your heart. So for me, I've chosen
long distance relationships. It actually strains. It's hard enough being physically together.
Yeah.
How much more when you're physically and geographically separated? It's a lot of work. Like, so for us, we'll tell you our story. Like, right off from the day I was leaving the airport, somebody saw me off, and for her, so she comes into, things settle for you much later. It's not it dawns on her much later that this is the reality. So it was up until when I was walking away from her at the what's it called now?
Boarding.
Yeah,
we're going to,
I was going to board immigration. Yes,
we're going towards immigration.
Yeah, I was going towards immigration. It was right at that point that it dawned on her that I was actually leaving, because before that point she was strong. She wasn't, nothing. We were all laughing and talking about school and how things would be, blah 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 blah. But at that point, it became very clear. Like, it dawned on her that I was leaving, and then the tears. And she doesn't cry out loud, so she's just sniffing, and then the tears. And I turned back to see her, and like, waterworks. Like, I wanted to go back and just hold her and say, please don't cry. My mom was standing with you the day, and she was also trying to comfort. Yeah,
it wasn't easy. Like, literally, the waterwork. I'm not a wailer, really. Yeah. If I will, it has to, but my normal way, I'll just cry. Just the tears just come. It wasn't an easy thing, and then we started the whole long distance relationship, and it takes a lot of commitment. It really takes a lot of sacrifice. Like, especially so for me it was easier because it was just work, and then I had work and all of that, so it wasn't so bad.
So you had distractions.
No, what I'm trying to say is that in terms of the commitment that is required.
Okay.
So I had work and all of that. The work was tasking, but it wasn't so bad. Like, I was handling it very well. But his was academic, and you have to study. It's a lot. So you're learning new material. So that commitment.
Is the commitment. Like, it was a lot. So, but we needed to do what we needed to do. And one thing, the communication lines. Yeah. We kept the communication lines open. Like, the communication lines, we kept them open literally every day. Every day. I can't go to bed without talking to her. Like, not just call on the phone, video chat. So every day, Skype suffered for our hand, I beg.
Yeah.
Hey, Skype. Then there was FaceTime eventually. But there was this other one, Viber. So Skype, then Viber, then eventually FaceTime. Come on, it was constant. And then sometimes because you hear people say, "Oh, don't over communicate," but please communicate. Communicate to your heart's content, because if that's your way of establishing that emotional connection with your partner, then by all means do it. Like, we would talk for hours, and then I would say to her, okay, you can sleep. When she wants to sleep off, she goes off to bed, and I'm there watching over her. So the video call is not ended. She's sleeping, and I'm watching I'm watching her while she's sleeping, until I then want to go to bed, and then I turn off the call, go off the call, everything. Like,
that was honestly, we communicated even throughout the day. So we'll text, we'll WhatsApp.
Yeah, text, WhatsApp, everything.
But I bet it wasn't as you had a lot. You really took on a lot during that period. And then it wasn't easy
because school work was tasking. Because I was doing some programs I had no background in, so you have that to deal with, and then you're struggling with getting to grips with all of that, and then you also have the commitment of a committed relationship, so a committed relationship that you cannot afford not to be there. She needs me, I need her, so it's not that she's just needing me, I also need her. And then you have to balance all of that together. So it was interesting. Now,
and you can talk about when I came to see you.
Exactly. So imagine. So I'd gone, October, November, and then in December. So we had planned it that for Christmas she was going to come over to the UK, right? And then we're looking forward, counting down. I remember the night before. Or the night before she was going to land in the UK.
We both couldn't sleep. Really.
I couldn't sleep. I was so excited, like crazy excited. Like, we kept talking talking with her up until even while she was on the flight, up until the air flight was going to take off. We were talking, and then that night, I had already gotten stuff. I gotten food. I said I had delicacies I was going to make for her, because every time I would always cook and send her pictures. And I was telling her things about what I was going to make and blah blah blah. And then I couldn't sleep, but I managed to get a few hours of sleep. But by around 4 o'clock, literally I was tracking her every move. I was tracking her every move. I estimated, okay, by this time she's probably landed in Schiphol in Amsterdam. Okay, then she has to make the connecting flight to Leeds at this time. At this time she's going to be here. By 4 o'clock, guys, I was up. I was cooking. I was making my special jollof rice, which she calls, what do you call it? Rice. She calls it concoction rice, but this is a special local plus jollof mix.
No, there's no jollof in that thing, but go ahead.
Guys, you see, this is a special delicacy.
You totally should show a picture.
By a fantastic chef.
I thought you said jollof, yeah.
It
tasted nice.
She finished the meal.
No, and I told you that much. It tasted nice. It just wasn't jollof.
Why is it not jollof? Because it's not red in color.
There was no tomatoes in the rice.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Yeah, okay, go ahead. So when I landed,
prepared the meal, and when she landed, I think we spoke that morning.
Yeah, I think. So. I think at Schiphol.
Yeah, at Schiphol we spoke, right? And then by about 7ish, I left the house, went to the airport.
Went to the airport with all the cold.
With all the cold.
The image I had.
Crazy.
When I came out, he was jumping. He was
I was so excited. I was jumping.
I
was jumping.
So
I ran.
Jumping.
When you watch the movies, and you see, a loved one.
Yeah, I had my own movie episode.
When you see the loved one running off to meet their loved one too, a person running off to meet their loved one. Literally, that was what happened. I was jumping, so excited. I ran to meet her and I gave her a big hug, a big bear hug. Like, you man, no. I missed her so much.
It was. We had it was a great holiday. We had the Christmas period.
Yeah,
together, so
Christmas period together. Went out to Nando's. Checked out
different places.
It was good. Nice. Really good. Good time. Good time. Then from London, from Leeds rather, we went down to London and stayed with family. Spent Christmas with her family in London and everything. It was my first time meeting them. Had beautiful time. No. I remember fondly. I remember that period so fondly. And then
I had to leave.
It's now time for her to go. Hey. When you say long distance relationship is hard, guys, it is hard. Imagine the euphoria, imagine the excitement, imagine all of that I was feeling and that she also was feeling, but she's somewhat in that way stronger than me. I throw up my hands, I admit. Now she's leaving. I saw her off to the airport. We were at the airport lounge together. I think there's a picture we took. I had my face like I was crying. Guys, it's not a joking picture. I was feeling
right the day before it already started like the water you're leaving. I was like, don't worry, I was trying to encourage you. Wasn't working. I mean, he was really sad, and then the day came. Oh God! It was, I did. Honestly, you're trying so hard to say, okay, how can I make this process easier? It wasn't working. Nothing was working. He was really sad.
I was sad.
And we get to the airport, and I already can tell. On the way to the airport, I already can tell that the waterworks is about. Obviously,
I was sad.
I don't know if I was just strong that time. I was like, don't worry. He was. Oh no.
I was so sad.
He was so sad.
I was so sad, and by the time it eventually came that she had to, go through immigration and go check in and all of that, he said our goodbyes.
Yeah, here comes the waterworks.
I said our goodbyes, and I turned around, and then in Heathrow, you had the elevators that go down to the train.
Escalators. Elevators, yes, that's true. All the way
that go down to the train station. So I took the elevator. It was just me in the elevator. And then I just
Open the floodgates.
I just started crying. I started crying, guys. The elevator took me down. Even now, I'm still feeling emotional about like remembering it.
It's so traumatic. Let's go ahead, yesterday.
I got down to the train station. I was walking down to the train to where to the point, to use my card and get over to the other side and board the train. And so it's not just tears dropping on my I was crying. I boarded the train. On the train, very early in the morning, so like 6, almost 7 a.m. Few people on the train. I just sat down in one lonely area of the train. I was crying.
Bawling your eyes out.
Bawling my eyes out. Thank God I did not forget my train stop. I got off at the train stop, brought me to...
So you forgot your bus stop,
brought me to Oxford Circus. And then from Oxford
How
Circus...
you made the connection, that's a story for another day.
From Oxford Circus, I walked out, still crying. I boarded the bus going to the part of London where we stayed.
He really traveled.
Part of London where we stayed, and I sat on the bus and I was still crying. You know when you cry so much that you become weary? You cry so much that you become tired and then you sleep off just to deal with that pain. Not the agony. I slept off on the bus. Guys, the next time my eyes opened,
bus station.
At the bus station, the bus had gone through all the stops. Arrived at the bus station. The driver woke me up. We're here. And I opened my eyes and looked around and like, okay, where am I? At the bus station. I had to come out from the bus station and board another bus back.
Yeah, drama.
It wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy.
No. It wasn't easy. Oh, no. Ah!
It wasn't
what?
Easy. And
nah.
then, but did you have any
what?
You don't know about to say. Any falake? Is it a falake?
No, I can't give anybody any love, man. Man, no. What? No. And then but I mean, so that tells you the kind of person that I am. I'm a family person. I like, but you know what? Because of my upbringing, at the point one point when we were talking about family and everything and what we could do and work, and I said to her, "Oh, we didn't,
what if
work takes me away?" Forgetting that I'm the one that can't even deal with, her being away, And then she said, no, that's not going to happen. And I said to myself, what was I even thinking? But it was as a result of my upbringing. So sometimes we pick up things, pick things up from our parents, from our, families
we do.
that necessarily do not conform to our nature, because it was shown and it was
work in our own
that cannot work in our situation. Something
that was what was mirrored
it was mirrored to you, and so you pick it up, and so you have to be careful what you pick up.
Absolutely.
So man, that wasn't easy.
He just went on ahead and literally continued. He came back I think he came back one time
March
the next
for Easter
year. So he came back and then it was nice. I don't think I came again.
No.
We actually started.
No, you came back one time for the pre-wedding.
Oh yeah.
For the pre-wedding shoot. So in July. That was summertime.
Wedding stuff because we then started planning the wedding.
Yeah, wedding was getting closer.
We'll talk about our wedding later. So we started doing all of that.
Yeah.
And then you eventually came back. But while he was there, he actually got an offer.
Yeah, so I finished from my master's. I graduated with a distinction, and my supervisor at the time, lovely guy, Alexi Berluca, fantastic guy, and he offered me a PhD position, fully funded, everything, and it was a research area that when you have a dream research area, alternative fuels, everything, man. fully funded. So there were like three options. There was one in Belgium. There were two in Leeds. One with him and then one with someone else. But different topics that I loved. But I had to turn them down.
It wasn't easy. Because it's like, okay, so what would it have entailed? You staying back?
Yeah, me staying back, and then after some time she has to come join me, or we would have to work out all of those things.
And then, you just needed to start.
Yeah, we just
thought, to be honest, you will still do a PhD because she's academic.
Amen. I pray so.
You have to do a PhD. There's no two ways about it. Which you actually should actively start looking. We're actually saying this on camera, so you actually should start looking. He needs to do a PhD. He's very academic. Me, I'm not academic, but I have a couple of friends that are doing PhD. So it's like, this thing is getting closer to home. But you actually need to start looking. So it wasn't easy to turn down that offer.
Yeah.
But you knew. You already getting married. It was just a case of, okay, you know what, we will still get it done. It just wasn't the right time.
Yeah, timing.
It wasn't just the right time.
Yeah.
So timing was very important in that regard. It wasn't an easy decision, but something we had to do. So we just came by to share our LDR experience with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Would it work for you? Would you want an LDR relationship? It's just. We like to be in each other's faces. We enjoy it. I mean, we're constantly in each other's faces. Morning, in the evening. We drive, like we said, we ride together to work. So we're constantly in each other's faces. But we love it so much.
Yeah.
We enjoy our company. And then
does
it work for you? Let us know.
Let us know.
Think.
So you like this content? Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Don't also forget June 19th.
Yes.
Don't forget June 19th, the Love Project Ghana, right? It's registered. It's a registered event, and you will find the details in the description, even on the screen as well. All right, guys. So it's been a pleasure coming your way.
As always.
We hope you've enjoyed this edition as much as we have. So till the next time.
God bless you guys. We love you.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.